everybody. Let's talk about our lesson for today. We're talking about the spark that ignited the world, the start of World War I. When we get done with today, I want to talk about the objectives for the period. You're going to be able to identify and explain the four main causes of World War I. You're going to be able to describe the events leading up to the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. You're going to be able to analyze how the alliance system led to a global conflict. We're going to complete a couple of map worksheets and complete a quizzes today. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. You do need your Chromebooks, you need your history notebook and a pen to write with. Any other tools, the colored pencils that we'll use for maps, I will provide. First thing first, why do you think so many countries joined World War I so quickly? It's a lot of different possibilities, right? I do have a video that I am going to have you watch quietly at your desk. It's about 1 to 2 minutes. It's what caused World War I explained in a 2-minute video. I'm going to pause this so you can watch it. All right, let's continue. There we go. So you watched the short video, super quick. It's very, very fast. Just explains everything in a very quick nutshell. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about the main causes. M-A-I-N. Okay. You do need to take notes for this. So what I would like for you to do now is get your notebooks ready. I'm going to share my screen. Main, M-A-I-N. What do you think that stands for? Causes of World War I. Main, militarism, alliances, imperialism, nationalism. Why do you think people used acronyms like this in history? It helps us remember things better, doesn't it? Just a short, quick little thing. All right, let's talk about militarism. The definition, you all need to be writing this down. The belief in building up strong armed forces to prepare for war. There is the image that I say in here. How might this arms race create tension between countries? So how do you think other countries react to a certain specific country suddenly building up their army or any of their armed forces? How do you think that would create tension? What do you think it would do? Write down a couple of ideas. I'm going to keep going while we keep working through this. So the M-A-I-N, the four main ideas, we already hit the letter M with militarism. Alliances, the definition of alliances is agreements between nations to protect and support one another. Here is a very small map. We're going to go over that in the map worksheets that we're going to do. Why could an alliance system be both helpful and dangerous? Helpful because you always have a buddy, right? Like, yes, that is my ally. They are going to help me. And then maybe for that flip side, oh, my ally needs help again. So in those cases, that might not be the best thing, but for the most part, having allies is not a bad thing. And that would be the letter A out of the four main causes. We are on to I, imperialism. The definition of imperialism: when a country expands its power and influence through colonization or conquest. Okay, so for example, here it says show map of European countries. So when a country expands its power, if suddenly you start out very small and you start getting very big, you have other competition that's, hey, wait, I want a piece of that too. So an example of imperial rivalry, let's talk about that just very quickly. Um, Britain versus Germany is one. The two clashed battleships because they were trying to expand into Africa and Asia. Okay, so that is just one example. Right, let's keep rolling here. So we've hit M, we've hit A, this is I. Let's hit this last one. Nationalism. The definition: intense pride in one's nation or ethnic group. Balkans, Serbian nationalism. Those have very big roles in World War I. How might nationalism cause conflict in multi-ethnic empires like Austria and Hungary? How might that affect the multi-ethnic empires? Yep. One thinks that they are better than the other. This one thinks they're better than all. So it could cause huge, huge conflict. It says to write down one nationalistic group that wanted independence, an idea of that Serbs, right? Is one example. So we're going to talk about the chain reaction after the assassination. Okay. When Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary was assassinated by Gavrilo Princip, a Bosnian Serb nationalist, they saw that as a direct threat. Austria saw this as a direct threat from Serbia. They had a Serbian assassinate the Archduke. That direct threat started the war. Austria issued an ultimatum to Serbia. When Serbia didn't meet all the demands, war was declared on Serbia. That is what started it. Serbia did not meet all of the demands, and that chain reaction. So he was Gavrilo assassinated the Archduke. Austria-Hungary saw this as a threat and said, if you don't do this, this, and this, and this, we are going to declare war. Well, that chain reaction, Serbia didn't meet all the demands. War was declared. Here's an image of the arrest of Gavrilo Princip after he assassinated, and Austria chose war. That is what happened. So this is a little bit more of that chain reaction. Friends don't let friends enter battle alone. This is the allies that we were talking about earlier. If you touch me, if you make a move, if you hit that little feller, if you strike my friend. So it's just a huge chain reaction. Okay. That is what that means. Friends don't let friends enter battle alone. That is simply just a play on it, on the chain reaction. It's a domino effect. Russia backed Serbia, Germany backed Austria-Hungary, France was allied with Russia. So France had to stand with Russia. Germany invaded Belgium to attack France. Britain declared war on Germany for violating Belgium's neutrality. Chain reaction. Everything is a chain reaction. Okay, so we have a little bit more that we are going to share. I don't know that I have it pulled up right here. Okay, let me get back to that. Let's see here. we are going to pull up one of our maps. Here we go. Alliances of World War I in Europe. So if you look at this plain map, I have a printed copy I'm going to give to all of you. Label the countries on the map. Use 3 different colors. So you're not going to go too terribly crazy, but pick 3 different colors or patterns. You can make one polka dot if you would like, one striped, one, however you would like to do this. But identify the allies with one color, the Central Powers with another, and the countries that remain neutral. Don't forget to complete the map key. So here's the map key. So what all does that mean? Okay, let's talk about it. In my example, the allies are the red color. The Central Powers are the green. There's not a lot of Central Powers, are there? And then the neutral countries are there in purple. You are all going to get to color one of those worksheets. There is also one more thing, one more worksheet you're going to do. Let me share that one with you. This worksheet is a little bit different. It's the causes of World War I. It's what we just went over. It shortens it quite a bit, so hopefully you remember it better. Militarism builds up armed forces, getting ready for war. Alliances, agreements, or promises to defend and help another country. That's alliances. Those you have alliances with your allies. Okay. Imperialism, trying to build up an empire. Nationalism, having pride in your country and you are willing to defend it. So you're going to use the terms above to fill in the worksheet below. We talk about, you're going to complete this triple entente, which is triple alliance, triple entente, the neutral nations, okay? Triple entente, triple alliance, okay? All of the information is in your notes. Last but not least, thank you for listening so well and working so hard together. And the last thing that I want you to do, there's the quizzes. I have the access code that I am going to post on the board for everybody to see. I would like for you to do the quizzes. You have to get an 80% to get your participation points for today. That's very important. These 25 questions have a lot of information that you do need. I am going to look while you are doing them. I can see the live result. I will post that. And then last but not least, in your history notebook that you have taken all your notes in today, I would like for you to write down which cause of World War I do you think was the most important and why? That part is not a group assignment. It is not a partner assignment. That is an individual thing that I would like for you to write down. I will be checking your notebooks tomorrow at the very beginning of class, and we will go from there. As of right this second, I would like for you to grab one of each of the worksheets, head back to your desk. I would like for you to work on the quizzes first, and then the worksheets. If you don't get the worksheets done in class, that is okay. You can take them home and work on them tonight, or I will give you a little bit of time in class tomorrow. That's it.